Please go like that. Hello. Hi there, everybody. It's me, Dracula's daughter, being dragged through the hedge backwards. As you can see, the hedge has definitely won this time, I can tell you. But yes, thank you, Simba. Thank you, young man. He wants to come up and say hello. No, don't pull me down like that. What's the matter? Now, stop it. Now, go and lie down. Go on. Go and lie down. No, leave your sister alone. You can tell it's springtime because Simba's feeling his oats better because he hasn't been done. Xena has been done, but he hasn't. You know, so the stress for him would have been so much. All right, young man. The stress for him would have been so much, bless him. It might have killed him because even taking him out, the stress would kill him. So the gods only know what surgery would have done for him. Now go and lie down here, come on. But bless him, he's still a baby. He's missing his brother, the cat, Swing the cat at the moment. So every morning he just lies on the sofa, whining and stuff. You'll hear him again in a minute because he always mithers the cat. Simba, leave her alone, please. Thank you. He always mithers the cat. You know, over the last 8 years, that's what he's done. Mithering the cat. Every time I've done something like this, he'd be going over to doing his loves and cleaning of the cat or whatever. But he can't do that anymore because the cat's not here, unfortunately. And I'm not going to dwell on it because it really still upsets me. I know it sounds silly, and people will say, it was only a bloody cat. But I'm talking about something that was in my life for 16 and a half years. And his sister, my Staffy Brindle, she was in my life for 15 and a half years. So it's a long time. But anyway, Simba's been in my life for 8 years. And Xena's been in my life for 6 years. So they've got a long way to go, bless them. But he keeps getting in the bloody recycling bin and taking all the plastics out and chomping on them. So bits of plastic all over the floor. And it's just, you're walking around about midnight with the lights off and you just step with something hard and you think stepping on Lego is bad enough? Try stepping on bits of plastic that the dogs have chewed up into tiny little pieces. That ruins the Hoover, especially if you've got a Hoover bag. But anyway, so over the past week or so, I haven't dropped a video, as the saying goes. Apparently, that's the parlance of people that do vlogs and blogs and whatever they do. Dropping a video, I think, is the word du jour. But anyway, it's a silly word, but there you go, dropping a video. I was going to say, yes, so I've been busy decorating and stuff, the hallway, just because I've got fibre and everything. It really takes me time to do stuff. And the walls and the ceiling have had 3 coats. The walls had 4 coats. Actually, it still needs a touch up. That's people saying, what's the cheap paint? I think if I'd gone for the Farrow and Balls, about 40 quid a tin, it would have still been the same because the walls, they've just had magnolia over them, especially the hallway and the lounge. As you can see here, this is the original colour that was here. So I think it's just plastered on 1 paint of magnolia over the top of it, maybe 2. So whatever colour we'll put on top of it, shall I show you the colour I'm going to have? If it'll turn around. Ooh. That's the colour this lounge is going to be. Isn't that a beautiful colour? Isn't that a gorgeous colour? That is called dark duck egg, and that's what I'm going to have here. And these I'm going to paint cream, maybe paint cream. I don't know yet. Oh, I might just leave them. I've started on an item in the bedroom. Instead of painting the drawers black, so the front of the drawers black, and it looks really nice. So I don't know if I'm going to put glass handles on them or knobs on them, or put the original brass ones back on there. But I think the brass ones looks quite nice on the black, and I'm going to have a little gold around the edges, a thin line of gold colour around the edges, so it's going to look nice. In here, the hallway is grey. People say, oh my god, it's going to look dark. It does look dark, but once I've finished it and everything's done and the furniture's going to go out, there's all going to be painted cream colour and whatever, and it's going to lighten it with gold bits everywhere, so it's going to look really nice. And where did I put them? I've hidden them somewhere, haven't I? I bought these little things that are about that long, really tiny, little flowers, hanging down like that. They say the Tudor things to put on furniture and whatever, and you paint over them and whatnot. So I've got loads of those, and I'm going to stick them in each corner, coming out with bits of gold on them. So it's going to look really nice. I'm going to do like a coving thing as well to to make it. It's not astral coving. It's something else I'm going to do with. So it's going to look nice to see. So the little bloody brain keeps going and everything about it all. But anyway, so yes, of course, on top of that, and still missing my cat, and of course, thinking about Brindle, my staffy, as well. She's been gone 14 months, 13 months, and she's just over. And Swing's been gone just over a month now. So it's still hard. It really is hard. And I shouldn't dwell on it. I really shouldn't do, because that's the worst thing for my mental health. And of course, that's been affected as well because of it all. So it's really, really bad. But it's that Simba as well brings it up every morning. With his calling out and whining for the cat every morning, and he even goes out in the hallway or the kitchen, just sits there and stands there in the hallway, looking out towards the kitchen door. I'm thinking the cat's out there, because the cat would either sit in here, or if I'd start something, he'd just wobble out into the either the hallway and sit under the coat stand, so there's a shelf under on the coat stand. He'll either sit under there, or go into the kitchen and sit by the fridge, bless him. But of course, he's not there anymore to do that. So, yeah, so, but anyway, so that's me for you. That's the reason why, oh, grief, honestly, that bloody hedge, honestly. So wait till the leaves come back, because there's enough room for leaves on there now, after me going through there all the time. But anyway, yes, so I'm not going to linger on the loss of my darling pets, but and people do say, oh, it's only a bloody cat, blah, 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 and whatever like that, but it's more than that for me, but there you go. But anyway, so I've been on Twitter. I've been tweeting. Yes, I have been tweeting on Twitter, or twittering on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, about all this, trans, again, about all this trans stuff and everything. And Simba, thank you. See, that's what I was saying. So, because he has got a cat now, see, so he just doesn't know what to do with himself. But anyway, so, and this is not just a trans issue, and I've been talking with a lot of trans people on Twitter about it all, and they are of the same thought as I am about the trans agenda, about the very few that are making it worse for the many, and I have to put a disclaimer in here now. There have been people out there that have thoughts with tooth, claw, nail, blood, sweat and tears into where we can be today, and I will never ever take that away from them, because if it wasn't for the people that did this journey before me, I wouldn't be, or people like myself wouldn't be where we are today. And you know, for them, I am forever ever grateful, and that will never ever change. And but they are the silent ones. They are the ones in the background that just carry on doing it, because they see the inequality. It's not just with the trans. It's with the gay, lesbian, and everything like that as well. And it is, and the reason being is because the militants, the militant part of the organisations, really. They are being so stupid, not stupid, being so silly in that they are pushing for equality, but they're pushing too hard. Educate, don't hate, educate. And I was going to do a video the other day, because I was talking to, watching somebody online. They're gay, they're in a loving relationship, they're married. Married their husband and everything, and he is high up in politics. Thank you, Simba. And he's a candidate for the next president of the United States. If he wins, he'll be the youngest ever president and the first gay president in the White House, and first openly gay president in the White House, let's say. And he turned out and said that this darling old lady walked up to him one day and just said, And she was carrying on about your, oh, I met your friend. He's so lovely. I'm so happy for the both of you. And it wasn't your husband. It wasn't your partner. It wasn't your boyfriend. It was, oh, I've just met your friend. And I'm so happy for the both of you. And instead of him turning around and bashing her over the head verbally, saying, look, well, that's not a friend. That is my partner or my boyfriend or my husband or my fiance. He turned around and said, thank you, because he could see in her eyes that she was so pleased with herself that she'd accepted his friend and accepted the fact that they are together, but she couldn't come out with the words. And this is where we stumble, when somebody misgenders us or calls us by the name we were given at birth. We are so quick of jumping down their throats and saying, how fricking dare you, and stuff. I said fricking. How fricking dare you, and everything. And we do jump down their throats and bash them on the head verbally about it all, and we end up screaming and shouting at them. Instead of doing that, we should turn around and say, I hear you, I see you're trying to accept who I am or what I am, and that's fine, but the next time, can you remember to call me blah blah blah, or these are the pronouns I'm known by. Instead of jumping down their throats and saying, oh, how dare you, you've used the wrong pronouns, you've used the wrong name, you've used, so you've called me sir instead of madam, you've called me this instead of that, and it's just words at the end of the day, isn't it, Joe? I mean, if they do it with malicious intent, then you just smile sweetly and walk away, and you don't drag yourself down to their level, because it's just not worth it, because it just basically shows them that you're so up your own backside, I suppose. No, I couldn't. No, no, I shouldn't say that. No, that you're so that basically that they got to you. And I keep saying this to people, even when people are calling you names, walking down the road and everything. I've been called a freak and everything. I just smile sweetly and go and do my shopping and stuff. But once I get home, then I just sit down and go, oh my God, how dare they, blah blah. And so I'm bursting into tears sometimes, and it does get to you. But if you show them that they're getting to you, it means, doesn't that mean that they've won? They've got under your skin, which is their intention, and that's their malicious intention. But if their intentions come from the heart and come from a good place, then we shouldn't, bash them verbally for that. If you think it's malicious, you just go and walk away. Or as Patricia Routledge said in one of her little sketches on Victoria Wood wrote it for it. She said, I thought, what would the Queen Mum say? And I turned and said, oh, we'll have fun by tea time. So, have that attitude. Life is too short to be angry at everybody. Be you. And if people can't deal with it, just cut them out of your life. As simple as, regardless of who they are. If they cannot or will not accept you for who you are, not necessarily what you are, then they are not worth your time nor energy. It's just futile. It's just futile. And basically, at the end of the day, you'd be like bashing your head up against a brick wall. And none of us have got time for that. Besides, if you've got foundation, it just ruins the look, darling. But yes, so that's what I wanted to say really, is like, don't hate, educate. And if they are being malicious and with malicious intent, then you just walk away. Just smile sweetly, just walk away. And they can watch your arse wiggle away as you walk away from them. And then just don't give them another thought, because the problem's with them, not with you. If you jump down their throats verbally, then that makes the problem yours. And we have enough problems in our lives anyway, but by being ourselves, without taking on other, the problems of other people. Most of it's ignorance anyway. Most people, when they don't understand something, they will attack, either verbally or physically, and we shouldn't be like them. We should just turn around and say, okay, and not think what the Queen Mum would say, and think what you know, how to deal with them without screaming and shouting at them, without having a go at them, without being as nasty as they are. That happened to me a couple of years ago in town, and I see them in town virtually every day, and they don't seem to be like nice people anyway. So I really don't know. I shouldn't say that, but you know, he was only wanted to say hello to Zena. I was taken to the park, and I stopped, and he went, "Thank you, sir," to me, and I just walked away, and I said, "Oh, sorry, madam," and I thought to myself, you know, I could have gone back and slapped him. I could have gone back and had a go at him. I could have gone back and ripped him verbally to pieces in front of his wife/girlfriend. I don't know who she is. But I didn't. I just totally ignored him. Totally ignored him and just walked away. And for about a month after that, every time I saw him and his wife/girlfriend in town, I wanted to go up to him and say, "Look, you know, that was very rude. How dare you? Blah blah. You know, have a go at him." But I thought, no, I'm not going to, because if it was done through ignorance or malicious intent, then I'm not going to lower myself to his level. I'm not going to explain to him, because it doesn't matter how often I would have explained to him, it wouldn't have mattered, because he would have still used the same pronouns or whatever like that. So I just ignored him, and a couple of months ago he actually said hello, hi to me, and I just looked at him and I ignored him and carried on walking, because that's the only way I could have dealt with it. Because well, no, I could have dealt with it in a negative way, like thank you, Simba, shut up, by lashing out verbally or physically towards him, at him. But I didn't. I just walked away, and we all do it. We all jump down people's throats. I've done it myself. You know, Simba, no, Simba, don't. Thank you. You can open doors. I've got the lounge door closed. You can open doors, because the other doors are all wet, so I don't want them to go out there wet with paint. But anyway, so yes, so I was just going to say, don't hate, educate. Especially with the much older generation. My ex-mother-in-law did turn around and say to my ex-husband, said, you know, I really don't understand what Tony's been through, but she said, you know, so I really do like Tony. So she said, but I don't understand any of this, which is good, which is fine. You know, a lot of people do not understand all this. You know, so if you have gender dysphoria, only people who suffer the same or similar will understand. No one else will, because they're happy with who they are and what they are. I'm happy with who and what I am now. I wasn't 100% happy before, because of a couple of things that I didn't like in my body, basically. Do you know what I mean? So it was like the brain was one gender and the body was another, and it was just awful. And my way of trying to explain that to people is, imagine if you had a suit, wearing a suit, and you couldn't take it off, but you looked hideous in it, and every time you looked in the mirror, that's all you saw was that suit, and regardless of what you put over that suit to cover it, you knew it was still there. And there's nothing you could have done because of that suit. And you know, no matter how much you dressed it up or changed the way it looked or whatever like that, it still was the same old thing. And there was nothing you could do about it. So and that's how it was with me, with certain parts of my body. No matter how I dressed myself up, no matter how I looked, I was still that person, that boy. I'll never see myself as a man, because I don't think I even acted manly or anything like that. A boy, yes. You know, I think I stopped growing into the male, the societal thinking of being male. I think I stopped that when I was in school, and so basically I just stayed like a boy kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I just didn't like the body of a boy up until I started the hormones, and then I started getting fat. Well, I was getting fat before then. You ask my ex-husband, he'll tell you. But got even fatter with Simba, thank you, darling. Got even fatter with the hormones and all the other meds I'm taking. But anyway, so yes, you know, you should be a good boy. But anyway, so yes, that's all I'm going to say is don't hate, educate, and that's what I'm going to call this. And I say that to people, you know. So if you want to know things about being trans or about me personally, just ask. Just ask me. It doesn't matter what the questions are. Certain things, you know, if it's below the belt, as it were, I'll say, or if it's a bit too rude, I'll say, oi, stop it. And but anything else, I can answer. I will answer. And of course, the most common question I get asked: what does it look like down there? And I go, looks like a baby belling. Thank you, Simba. Looks like a baby belling, just in case I want to cook in bed, or a 2-slice toaster. You know, so what do people expect it to look like? Do you know what I mean? So it's a building site, all right? So it's a bloody building site, and I've got 3 hefty blokes in a wheelbarrow down there. 2 big lads on a wheelbarrow, and a safety net. I don't wear knickers, I wear safety net. That bum with a bungalow should never get a mortgage. She's bloody drop, I'd say. But anyway, so that's me wittering on again. But anyway, so yes, so the motto of this little video is don't hate, educate. So if somebody does use the wrong pronouns or misgenders you or whatever, just smile sweetly at them. And if you think they are being rude or being ignorant, just smile sweetly and walk away. If you think that they're doing it the wrong because they don't understand, then you just say to them, you know. So, and the fact that they accept you as a person, good enough to talk to you, that is enough. For me personally, that is enough. I don't care how people see me as. If people see me as a cock in a frock, or a bloke or a bloke with big tits, that's fine. Let them. That's either their ignorance, or that's how they can cope with me personally, and that's fine. Just as long as they treat me with respect, the respect that I give to other people. If they're being rude, then I just walk away and ignore them, and because they're not worth my time nor energy. So with that, I know it's a rambling video again, as per. But anyway, so remember, don't hate, educate. So if people are going to go mental towards you, or if you're going to go mental towards them, they are going to get mental towards you. So, and it's not worth it. Believe me, it really isn't worth it. We've got enough problems as it is. A personal, or as a group, as individuals, as a group, or as a family, enough problems out there. So you don't need to add any more. So, but anyway. All right then, so I hope you have a lovely day, and please subscribe and share the videos, because it means a lot to me. It really does. Even if just an extra one a month or whatever, it just really does mean a lot. I don't get paid for any of this, so you know, it doesn't matter how many people watch me, and I'm happy with them watching me. So otherwise I wouldn't be doing all this, would I? See, all of my hair's getting a bit wavy there. Thank goodness I've got no sticks in my hair today. I'm dragging the head backwards. But anyway, so I'll speak to you soon, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share and whatever. All right, and speak to you later. Bye bye.